Nobody likes a cheater. Whether it's video games, sports, or relationships, it's one of those universally hated things by everyone across the globe, kind of like cockroaches. And in 2015, it was the worst recorded year in history to be a cheater, because that was the year of the infamous Ashley Madison data breach. Ashley Madison is a website that's used for facilitating cheating. Its slogan is "Life is short, have an affair," so it was mainly for married individuals to find people to cheat on their spouse with. And in 2015, they were hacked, and the hacking group threatened to release their users' identifying personal information, which would undoubtedly ruin their relationships once it was released to the public. The way I've always pictured this unfolding at the Ashley Madison headquarters is a lot like the climax of a CIA espionage spy movie or something, where like, oh my god, we're about to get burnt. All of our undercover operatives are about to have their identities leaked. But in this case, the secret identities are just shitty goobers that are cheating on their significant others behind their back. Now, Ashley Madison did survive this. The users came flocking back, probably because they had nowhere else to go since their relationships burned to the ground under their own hand and their own sins. And that brings us to today. Ashley Madison plays a central role in the story I want to cover. This is an exchange between a 26-year-old woman and her 28-year-old boyfriend, and she just found out that he had an Ashley Madison account 6 months ago, and this is her confronting him with that cold, hard fact. So she sends a screenshot of Ashley Madison, to which he responds, "Huh?" Like a cartoon character. Like in my head, the way he said that is like Tim the Toolman Taylor out of Home Improvement. "Huh?" And then she just goes, "Nice." And then his response is 2 laughing crying emojis, "What's up?" He uses the laughing crying emojis a lot during this conversation. It must be not only his favorite emoji, but his favorite thing in the world. He can't stop laughing and crying here. He's like the fucking Joker or something, I guess. Because every single thing he says throughout here uses those emojis pretty much. It is so fucking annoying. Just an absolute insufferable douchebag. So she says, "You tell me," and he goes, "Tell you what?" He's trying to play dumb like he has no idea what's going on. Ashley who? Like, he's acting like he's been hit by the orb of confusion out of SpongeBob. It's fucking ridiculous. She clearly knows what you've done. Like, I don't know why he's even trying this angle. Like, he's too stupid to process what's going on. You've lost your mind, babe. What is all this about, huh? What's all this commotion, this mumbo jumbo? She clearly knows. It's fucking annoying reading this guy's text messages. Like, it reminds me of when I played that AI interrogation detective game where you just get nowhere when talking to the AI because it's not quite sophisticated enough, so you get locked in an endless loop. She is speaking to a brick wall of stupid. And then she just goes, "Or don't, I don't care, I'm done." And his response to it is just truly unhinged. So he goes LMAO, because you know he can't stop laughing about it. He is cracking up right now, slapping his knee. This is the best comedy he's ever seen in his life. "What are you going on about? Period got you tripping?" That is fucking wild. So he's trying to like gaslight her or make her feel like she's insane for even thinking Ashley Madison had anything to do with him in any way. He's trying so hard to try and like push this on her like, "Oh wow, did you forget to take your normal pills today, babe? Oh goodness gracious, here, let me go get your prescription here so you can come back to reality instead of whatever fantasy you're in here about Ashley Madison." I don't know what that is. Like, this is what's happening here? What's going on? Your period come up or something? You're delusional. So she replies no, and then he goes, "And then are you going to explain what you sent me?" Like, what do you mean? You would clearly know what she sent you. Fuck, it's so frustrating just reading this guy's texts. So she goes, "There's really nothing for me to explain. You're the one playing dumb." Immediately calling his bluff on this, he is legitimately just playing the dumbest man on the planet right now. And he continues to double down on it. Playing dumb about what? I'm confused. And then she goes, "You're not confused, lol," and then drops his username, I think, and I can only make out the last part of it, but there's a 10 in there. I'm guessing because every other variation of his favorite Xbox gamer tag was taken, so he had to throw on some numbers at the end. So not only was he at least trying to cheat on his girlfriend, he was doing it under the screen name that a 12-year-old would use in World of Warcraft. That's so fucking cringe, Jesus. And then he goes, laughing, crying emoji, "Wasn't that one of those websites you tried to join when you were looking for a sugar daddy?" And I said, "Fine, I'm gonna look for a sugar mama then. Laughing, crying emoji. Now, that little tidbit of lore is never addressed in the text messages again because he double texted her right after that. So, the original poster expanded on it in the comments. Apparently, this was a joke the two of them made a while ago about her looking for a sugar daddy and him looking for a sugar mama. But she allegedly never did anything with that, and she assumed he also didn't do anything with that because it was just a joke they shared. And this seems like a desperate attempt from him to try and weasel out some kind of explanation for why he'd be on Ashley Madison and tried to tie it into that. I didn't do anything wrong, asshole, LMAO. I most definitely wouldn't need a website to meet girls. This guy's such a giga-chad pussy slayer, he doesn't need technology to meet women. Fuck, he could just go outside right now and get drowned in sodden panties that would be tossed to him the second he opened his door. Obviously. So then she says, no, it wasn't, and you still did, and paid for it too. And then he hits her with another laughing, crying emoji. I don't think I ever had a conversation with anyone on there. It's full of bots. Definitely never met with anyone. How would you know it's full of bots if you didn't try and converse with people on there? You played yourself. You immediately just fucking showed your whole hand. You absolutely must have used the service to know that it's full of bots. And you must have paid for it in order to access the service as well. Like, checkmate. You did it to yourself. You left yourself wide open to the scholars, mate. Also, it's important to call attention to the fact that he called her an asshole for her bringing this to him. Craziness. Craziness. That doesn't make a difference. You still wanted to cheat enough to pay to do it. Laughing, crying emoji. Babe, if I wanted to cheat, I promise you I would not need to use a website. And she says, yet you still did. And then here it comes. My intentions were not to cheat. And then, of course, she realizes that's a load of baloney there. That's a bunch of fucking horseradish. So she says that is literally the entire purpose of the site. There's no other intention. Please stop trying to make it seem less bad. I know you didn't really care for me. There is no other intention you can have on Ashley Madison besides trying to fuck somebody else. Like, what were you on there for? Looking for a League of Legends duo partner? Like, there is nothing else you could be doing on Ashley Madison. What else would the intention be? You needed someone to grade your poetry or something? Like, there is nothing else. And he knows that it's an impossible angle that he's trying to play here because he doesn't even bother trying to expand on it. No, listen, darling, my intentions weren't to cheat. In fact, they were actually quite noble, and here's why. Like, he didn't even bother. He's just like, hey, I wasn't there to cheat. Just take my word for it. So he finishes it off by saying, doesn't mean that was my intentions though, but LMAO, babe. I definitely care about you, jackass. Like, he's trying to be like somewhat playful about it and try and like minimize the severity of what he's done or attempted to do. He's just like, LMAO, babe. You jackass. You silly salamander. Oh my goodness, pumpkin pie. Come on, you know I care about you. I was just thinking about how I missed you earlier before you called. I couldn't cheat on you, honey. I was actually just thinking about you right before you called. Like, I was actually thinking about you. How could I possibly have cheated on you if I just thought of you, right? Like, come on, you're being ridiculous. Calm down, come on. It's not a big deal. A super innovative and interesting strategy from him that did not pan out well at all. This is where the relationship ended. Cheating will usually put the kibosh on a relationship, as well it should. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share this story with all of you here. That's about it. So yeah. I don't know why exactly, but there's something extremely enjoyable about watching a Twitch streamer get busted for cheating in a competition live. It's just straight dopamine right to the soul. And today, Christmas came early. We had 2 instances of cheating in tournaments back to back within 24 hours. I'll show you those clips in a moment, but I'd like to show you a classic, one that I always revisit at least once a year. This is the Clara incident. Now before showing the clips, I'll go ahead and give you just a little bit of background because I know me saying the Clara incident just sounds like some kind of SCP thing, like some kind of fucking paranormal report. For those that haven't been on Twitch for a long time, they might not remember this, but there was a moderately popular Twitch streamer in the Counter-Strike category who was outed for cheating when she left her cheats on during a stream. And what happened next is legendary. This is actually a historic piece of Twitch lore.
Stop shooting me! You motherfucker! Mid and all mid.
I'm going back to B. I'm going back to B.
So if your eyes were open, you may have noticed that she enabled some wall hacks, so she was able to see the enemies and their health through the walls, information you don't typically have access to in Counter-Strike. Even if you've never played the game before, you might find it a bit fishy that she can see the outline of them like she's goddamn Superman here with the X-ray vision. Now I'm gonna sound like your grandpa for a second, but when people used to cheat in games, it would be very obvious because you would see this. You would see all of this shit. Where, you know, like in Halo, back in the day, if you were cheating in Halo, if you ever showed your screen, it'd be immediately obvious that you were cheating. But there are streamers who get away with cheating, aimbots, walling, and all of that while streaming, so I don't exactly know how it usually goes, but this is just one of those rare instances where the person cheating was so blatantly obvious and just threw caution to the wind. Just let it all fucking hang out there and just had the fucking wall hacks on full display by accident.
Hello, welcome to the Dumpling Empire. Oh shit, I just saw one. Construction, watch out, purple. Oh shit, I'm scared. Ah, fuck! Why did I reload? What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm stupid, dude. Jumpman, thank you very much, though. Welcome to the Dumpling Empire. My name is Miss Q Gemini. Welcome. We're trying to not be a noob.
Oh my god!
This is such a common phenomenon that blows my mind. Why would you cheat in a game that you are absolutely horrible at? Most of the people that cheat in Warzone, Apex, Counter-Strike in this example, all gargle the stinkiest butthole. Why choose that game to be the one that you cheat at? Let's look at physical sports. I know sports ball cringe, whatever, but let's just take a look at that. The people that are cheating in like baseball, basketball, all of that, are your top level athletes that are taking performance enhancers sometimes in order to squeak out a little bit of edge over the competition, but they on their own right are already high caliber professional level players that are cheating. But in gaming, it's people that literally like type with one finger on each key and have a hard time moving their mouse while also holding W. Why bother cheating at a game that you're trash at? What's the point? I would expect most of the cheaters in games to also be some of the best players, and yeah, in a couple instances that has been the case, but the vast majority of the time, the aimbotters in like Apex are actual lobotomy patients that just use their mom's credit card to download some cheats to get a couple of wins before being banned. I don't understand the point at all. It's such a minor inconvenience to players that are good at the game because they can just re-queue right away, and it's just a waste of money, and it doesn't make any sense because it's not getting you anywhere either if you're already shit at the game to start. It blows my mind. Like, I don't understand why Miss Q Gemini here would cheat in Counter-Strike when she's bad at the game already. There's just nothing to be gained from it.
Yo, you guys, do you guys ever get that, that weird glitch in CSGO where it shows your rank, that it shows everyone's rank? Because my game, I played the other day, with Rock, and he got that, and now I have it. I don't know why. It's weird.
Nothing banana.
Wait, what the fuck? Clara! Hold on, Clara, give me 1 second. Clara. Let me just message this girl. Give me 1 second. Why the fuck is this on my computer right now?
Damn you, Clara! The boogeyman of Counter-Strike cheating strikes again, framing an innocent streamer for a crime she didn't commit. This is iconic. So her first attempt was in vain. She first tried to frame it as a weird glitch. Like, hey, you guys ever have that glitch where you just get wall hacks for some reason? It's super weird. Then she kind of changes that a little bit to make it sound like a virus. Yeah, I was playing with a guy who had this happen to him, and now I guess I have it happen to me. It's weird. She made it was like a fucking plague or something sweeping through Counter-Strike. She was making it sound like COVID had just hit and gave everyone wall hacks across the entire game. And then eventually she realized that's probably not going to get her anywhere. So she yells like, what is this? Just got jump scared by Goatsy or something. She's like, oh my god, turns out there's hacks on my computer. Clara? You harpy? You old battle axe? You put hacks on my computer, didn't you? Oh my god, Clara, I can't believe you would do this. Clara!
I need to text my friend Clara right now. She was at my house earlier today. What the actual fuck? Yo, Rock, do you remember when fucking Clara got the fucking vac ban? I'm gonna kill this girl. I'm literally gonna kill her. She promised me she didn't use it on my PC. I'm fucking done. She was here today and I was watching her. Why the fuck? Clara, out of all people, this is what happens when you let people use your PC. Okay. I'm actually just gonna uninstall this game because fuck that shit. I'm not getting a back ban because of this girl. That's actually retarded.
She ended up getting more than just a VAC ban. She was banned on Twitch forever. She tried to make an alt account, and that also got banned because one of the rules on Twitch is you can't broadcast yourself cheating. Like, that's just, it doesn't fly, usually. So, that was the conclusion, and what a beautiful speech at the end. And Clara's name still lives in infamy to this day. Whenever someone's busted in a tournament cheating, you'll typically see the chat start spamming Clara, or Clara strikes again, shit like that. It really was just such a remarkable disaster. But now let's go ahead and move on to the most recent events of cheating caught in 4K on Twitch. First one happened in a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, and this one really hurt me. This one broke my heart, because I'm a big Master Duel fan, and it was really upsetting. I wanted to puke, seeing a man disrespect the sanctity of the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I'll go ahead and show you all three clips. It is the player on the left in the clips, so keep your eyes peeled and see if you can catch it in real time. It's not exactly smooth or anything, it's pretty brazen. It would have been less obvious if he just picked up the card that he was swapping into his hand and slapped his opponent in the face with it. Like, he wasn't exactly being secretive about his cheating. And as a result, he's been banned from future events. Let's go ahead and take a peek. Did you catch it? Let me slow it down for you. I'll be the little fucking forensics investigator at the CSI laboratory. Really pay close attention to the bottom card on the player on the left's deck. So he poops out a little playful effect veiler from his deck into his hand. That bottom card that he popped into his hand was called Effect Veiler. It's extremely strong, and if played correctly can just outright win you a game sometimes. And when he drops it from his deck to his hand, he picks up a card he didn't need from his hand and puts it in his deck, so that way he has the correct number of cards in his hand. He was able to do this because I don't know what effect was resolving, but he was searching in his deck for, I think it was Darkness Metal Dragon, and while searching for that card, he saw the Effect Veiler, moved it to the bottom, dropped it into his hand, which is cheating, obviously. And it's not the only time he tried cheating in this match. Let me show you a couple of his fake shuffles here. In that clip, he moved a card that was unplayable for his opponent from the bottom of his deck to the top of the deck and then only shuffled underneath that top card without ever touching it. Which, of course, is cheating again because he knew what card was on top of his opponent's deck and he knew it was a card that wouldn't be used against him. This is another fake shuffle, but this time he's shuffling his own deck, and you'll see that he saw his bottom card was strong and useful in his situation, so he took it from the bottom, put it on top of his deck, and then shuffled everything underneath it. So yeah, 3 separate instances of this douchebag cheating on live stream. You have to be extremely stupid to cheat on a live Twitch stream. On Twitch of all places where people are hyper analytical of everything. People will spend hours reviewing every single frame of a stream if they so much as smelt something fishy. If their stream buffers, they'll go back to the VOD and sit there for hours just checking to make sure something fishy didn't happen during the buffering section. It was so unbelievably bold to try this on stream. And he wasn't good at it either. I've watched a lot of like Magic the Gathering cheaters and sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh cheaters, and they're usually smooth. Like if you're not paying attention, you won't even know something wrong happened. This was not the case here. Anyone could see what this guy was doing because he was so slow with everything. Like when he took that card from the bottom of his deck and put it on top, he sat there looking at it for a second and then slowly with 2 fingers picked it up and put it up there as if he was going through molasses in slow motion. So he was a terrible cheater to begin with too. So of course he was going to be caught. It is fucking baffling that he'd even try like this. But yeah. Anyway, from what I understand, he's been banned from every tournament ever now. I don't know much about this player. I don't know if he was a top player, but he completely ruined any chance he had of making any career out of the TCG for Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, this made me think of something. Now, I play Master Duel, which is the online Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't play the TCG, but I have to wonder how common cheating actually is, because it's moving really fast, and you have a lot of things on your mind, a lot of moving parts to Yu-Gi-Oh! In particular. I wonder how often someone is sneaking cards to the top of the deck or bottom of the deck or whatever the case, and then the people just never find out about it. The only reason this guy was busted is because Twitch chat caught him and made the tournament officials aware of it, but the actual player he was against, his opponent, never knew he was cheating. So most of the games aren't broadcast. They're not streamed. So I really do wonder how many are cheating. Just a little food for thought, I suppose. Put the fear of God in you.
I can kill that person. No, he's by the multi-windows. No, outer on me. I'm fucked. They're both there.
I've seen a lot of cheaters get busted on Twitch, but this guy is by far the stupidest among all of them. Now this, to be fair, wasn't on stream. He was accused of cheating, as I understand it, and in order to prove his innocence, he set up a camera to record him and his screen during a 2v2 tournament in Call of Duty to prove that he wasn't cheating. And then during this recording to prove that he's innocent, he was cheating. The quality's dog shit, which I think was on purpose. I think he was trying to make the quality as low as possible, as much pixelation, like negative 140p, to make it really hard to see that he was cheating. But it's terrible quality, and you can still see the yellow outline of people through walls. He's using wall hacks in a 2v2 tournament while recording it himself to prove that he isn't a cheater. And as a result of this, he got his entire team disqualified from the remainder of the season. So he not only got permanently fucked, he also took his whole team down with him. It is so unbelievably stupid, I can't even begin to wrap my head around it. Like, he couldn't just for one game turn off the cheats. The one game that he himself was recording, he left them on. That is the level of intelligence most cheaters are operating at. And they're all so bad at the game. You'll see in the clip, he gets like one kill with the walls and then immediately dies. He is wall hacking and still losing. And they also lost the whole tournament, by the way, with him cheating. Crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to show these because I always find it so interesting when cheaters get busted on streams and shit like that. So yeah, that's about it. See ya. It's beginning to feel a lot like Florida with the story we're about to talk about right now. A police officer in Maryland was cheating on his wife, and he was making out with his mistress in public, while on the job, while across the street from a playground that had children actively playing on it. And then after they were done exchanging saliva and smooching, they go into the back of the squad car together. And I'll be honest with you, sports fans, I don't think they were going back there for a game of chess or to exchange any kind of information, unless we're talking about genetic information. I'm pretty sure they were steaming ham back there, engaging in a little coitus. The whole situation is downright diabolical. Not only were they shamelessly making out in public for all to see while the officer was on the job, but then they go back into the squad car together to fuck, while they are parked across the street from a playground that has kids actively playing on it. It's so yucky. Now, I went over it on stream, so I'll play some of those clips, but there is actually a lot of developments from this story. So the officer has been suspended for this, and his wife actually posted on Facebook when she was made aware of this whole situation, and the woman that the officer was cheating on his wife with actually came forward and said, "I've done nothing wrong. I'm going to continue living my life doing what I'm doing. In my heart, in his heart, I know that I've done nothing." He knows, Paula being his wife, "I've done nothing wrong. God is my higher power." God has abandoned you after this act of sin. You broke 11 of the 10 commandments with this act alone. You got your donut glazed by a married man on the job, in public, in front of children. That is downright diabolical. And you have the gall to say that you did nothing wrong? mind-blowing. Now, she did say more about this situation, which I'll get to in a moment, but I want to play you the footage first so you can be caught up to speed on the lore here on what unfolded. But, again, in a nutshell, basically, she got her spaghetti meatballed by a married officer on the job in the back of their squad car, in public, middle of the day, across from a playground that actively had children playing. It is gross.
See here from last night are being investigated. Appears to show the uniformed officer
paid vacation. Yeah.
Get in the back seat. You can see here of this cruiser. Now a man taped it all with his phone at a neighborhood park right next to Oxon Hill High School.
What the fuck? Why there? He slabbed up outside of a high school to have sex with her in his car. What a weirdo. I still love that everything addresses X as formerly known as Twitter, or just straight up Twitter. Such a disastrous idea to try and change it to fucking X of all things. I was like, oh my god, there's kids around here at the time, and all the time, and he didn't care, and it was not dark. He doesn't respect the uniform, he doesn't respect the police car, I can't believe that. FOP89 has been made aware of the videos circulating on the internet. We have no information as to the investigation of the videos or the officer involved, as that's handled by the department's Internal Affairs Division. We ask that our officer be given the same consideration that any other person would ask for, and that you reserve judgment until all the facts are known and videos are put into context. He is on video making out, literally like sucking the lips off of her face, and then they go into the back seat of his police cruiser. What do you think happened back there? They didn't just go back there to keep smooching. What the fuck do you mean? In what context? What context? It's all just right there. He's just openly making out with her in public across the high school. Across from the high school. He was investigating her mouth. Yeah, I guess she had a bomb in her pussy. And his cock was the only thing that could defuse it. He actually ended up saving the whole school. It's like a speed situation, and you had to keep your thrusts above 4 pumps per second in order to keep the bomb from going off in her vagina. That's a crime, right? Like 100%? Having sex in broad daylight outside of a high school? Like, I guess you're in your car, but it's not like it's private. You're still in front of the high school in public having sex. Body cam footage? Oh wait, yeah. They need to release the body cam footage. Maybe that'll be all the context we need. Perhaps it was some kind of deep sting operation and they go into the back seat in order to exchange information or something. I don't know. I really want to see the body cam footage now. We need the context. Can't find where to get Critical's comics at? Oh, badegg.co. First OnlyFans with police POV. That would be big. Well, since he got suspended, so maybe he will need to turn to OnlyFans now. Let me see what the rest of the report says.
Arlette, and this is not his first suspension. Now, the incident happened right here in this parking lot at South.
Not his first suspension? Is it for the same thing? How many times does he fuck women on the job in his patrol car outside of a school?
This viral video. A Prince George's County police officer appears to be kissing a woman. Then they both get into...
What do you mean appears to be? Hold on, let me get the unblurred version. What do you mean appears to be? It's not like they were just like pulling a quarter out from behind her ear or something. Like, that was the sloppiest makeout session ever. That's like 15 brewskis deep at a dive bar, and you're like blurred making out with someone and just slobbering all over them. Where's the non-blurred version? Because that leaves nothing to the imagination. He was conducting an oral swab. Yeah. You can even hear kids playing. God, that's fucking revolting. Now that you've seen the evidence here, which is pretty substantial evidence, let's go back into more of what she said. Luckily, she was kind enough to explain that this was not a one-night stand. She said, that's the main story, that this isn't a little thing. Of course, since he's a police officer, it looks bad. But I just want people to understand that this was not a one-night stand. I just love that that's her priority. Like, this is the number one thing she's addressing. Like, okay, listen, everyone. stop all this hoopla. I'll set the record straight. This is not a one-night stand. We've actually been seeing each other for multiple years now behind his wife's back. So get that straight. I'm tired of rumors circulating. The most important thing is to know that this is not a one-night stand. In fact, he cheats often with me. And I guess publicly, too. What's so exciting? He's a cop. I'm a civilian. We got caught. It sucks, but this will pass. She also has a kid of her own, and she just doesn't seem to care about this at all. She's reacting to this the same way I react to finding out I'm out of ketchup. Just like a, geez, darn, oh well. I would have expected something a little more here. Also, this isn't the first time the officer was suspended. In 2016, he was indicted for child abuse after he allegedly spanked a girlfriend's 3-year-old son so much that the boy lost consciousness. But then it was later ruled that the allegations were unfounded. But the mistress here said that the incidents and this current scandal don't get in the way of her feelings for the officer. Now, I don't think you needed any more evidence that this might not be a good guy, but I think this is an important little tidbit of lore to have around this officer. But yeah, I just found this to be a pretty wacky story here that I wanted to talk about a little bit. That's it. So, yeah. Andy Byron is the CEO of a company called Astronomer, and last night he took a woman to a Coldplay concert. Things didn't go quite as they planned. The ending will shock you, much like a Darman video here. Turns out, Andy Byron is a cheater with Coldplay fever. He brought his side chick to the concert and they got put on the Jumbotron for the kiss cam, or I guess showing romance in the audience. And the way they reacted to it was so over the top, it was like they had a red dot on him from a fucking sniper. So Andy hits the deck, basically ragdolls himself. The girl turns around in shame, and they made it pretty clear something fishy was going on here.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
Lead singer of Coldplay was even surprised by that reaction. He even made a joke they might be having an affair or just very shy. Turns out it was the former there. They were indeed having an affair. That is Andy Byron, a married man. That woman is not his wife. That is his chief people officer at his company. Fucking HR. Her name is Kristen. And this is clearly not some kind of business function here. He is wrapped around her like a cloak, like Doctor Strange's cape. They were very clearly there on a romantic evening, a date, a little soiree. And when they got put on the Jumbotron, that was checkmate. Like a furry's nuts after seeing Chester Cheetah. They were busted. So the reaction made it clear something was awry. The internet did some digging. That's how they found out this is Andy Byron. And that woman is Kristen Cabot, something like that, the chief people officer. He is a married man. I don't know if she's also married, I'm not sure, but he 100% is married with a kid. His wife has 100% become aware of this unfaithfulness. As far as I know, she deactivated all of her socials, and it's looking like a real mess. That shit is so sad to see. That is just rough. My heart breaks for the family here. This despicable piece of shit is not only cheating on his wife, but he's cheating on his wife with his chief people officer, and doing it publicly, unashamed, at least unashamed until they got put on the Jumbotron, I suppose. Just taking her to a Coldplay concert. Now, he might have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling, Scooby-Doo gang super sleuths out there, because their reaction to this was so extreme that everyone could catch a whiff, smell something a little stinky, so they did the little bit of research on it. Had these two just played it off as no big deal, like they were dating or together already, I doubt anyone would have known that this was an affair. They would probably still be fooling around, canoodling behind his wife's back. But because he melted like Double D from the Ed Netty intro after they were on the Jumbotron, and she turned around and evacuated, then people were tipped off to what was actually happening here. Now, As far as I know, there hasn't been like an official statement from Andy or Kristen. I have seen this floating around, but there's no actual source for this, no like official source to verify whether or not this is authentic. To me, it seems like a load of fish paste. The first half could potentially be legitimate, like it almost seems real, about how Andy is acknowledging, the disappointment and apologizing to his wife and family. But then the second half, I think it's very clearly just taking the piss. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. As a friend once sang, "Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you, Andy." Those are Coldplay lyrics. I think it is meant to be a joke. I don't think this actually comes from Andy. I don't think this is Andy's statement or response to any of it. But I at least wanted to put it here because I see so many people talking about this being like his actual statement, which I just don't think it is. And I can't find any source that claims that this is actually from him. So anyway, just wanted to talk about this a bit. This is one of the wackier ways I've seen someone be caught cheating on their wife. It's really about it. See ya. This whole Andy Byron affair with Kristen Cabot is probably the most gripping cheating scandal this nation has seen since Tiger Woods boinked like 2 million women. It is crazy how big this story has become. It's up there with like Bill Clinton catching the Blowjoptimus Prime from Monica Lewinsky in the Oval Office. I'm assuming all of you know the Cliff Notes. I already made a video like when it happened, but I am so enthralled in this story. I'm like parasocially following it now at this point.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
You couldn't have had a more suspicious reaction to being briefly put on the Jumbotron. Andy Byron acts like a fucking Oblivion NPC that just got hit with 10 arrows. He just quickly, went limp. And Kristen turned around in shame and then fled. It was very clear that something was awry. The Coldplay singer even calls attention to it like they might be having an affair or they're just very shy. And it was an affair. That is Andy Byron and the chief people officer at his company on a romantic evening at a Coldplay concert. And it turns out that this wasn't just some squeaky clean date. It wasn't just these two attending a hootenanny in good fun and good spirits. No, this was sin. Turns out, big spoilers, Andy Byron was married, will likely not be married going forward now that his wife has found out. He may also not have a job going forward either now that the whole world has found out that he's been doing the old bedroom ham sandwich with his HR head, the empress of chief people officering. Both Andy and Kristen have both been placed on leave at the company, Astronomer. Astronomer has taken action against them since this is all blown up here. At least they'll have more time to spend with each other. Now they can go on a picnic and be unafraid, because Lord knows his wife is probably not going to stick by him. From what I've seen, she's changed her name on Facebook and then deactivated all of her socials. I don't think she's too pleased here. Now, before I stir the pasta a bit further with the follow-up that's happened since this has gone so viral, I would like to briefly talk about what everyone else has been pointing out of how easily avoidable this was for the two of them here. And I don't mean just the obvious solution of just not going to the Coldplay concert in the first place and just staying at home transplanting farts into each other or whatever. I mean, even when they were on the Jumbotron, it still wasn't checkmate. It was their reaction that brought down the house of cards here. Had they just played this off normally, like they just laugh at the Jumbotron and wave, probably no one would have even been, tipped off that something was awry. I guess there's a chance, one of the Astronomer employees might have seen it, but your odds are pretty good that that would have just flown under the radar and they would have continued to get away with it. Now, of course, you shouldn't be cheating on your significant other in the first place, but if you're going to, and you happen to be plastered on the Jumbotron, the worst thing you can do is this, where they acted like there was a fucking bazooka being aimed at them, like there was about to be like a fucking Predator missile that hits them.
the way that they reacted to that. So immediately everyone could sniff something was very stinky here. Anyway, though, let's take a peek at a little bit more of the follow-up. Also, you should take a peek at GamerSupps. Go to gamersupps.gg and get any of the amazing flavors for sale there using code MOIST to get some money off your order. Or you can just get the best flavor on GamerSupps as well, Goof Juice. I wanted to just mention that real quick because I've been fucking pounding Goof Juice since the cans came out. So, Astronomer made the announcement that they are both being placed on leave for obvious reasons. In the meantime, someone named Pete DeJoy is going to be serving as CEO. They were previously the chief product officer and co-founder of Astronomer, and they put out a statement on LinkedIn that states, "Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability," and then that the board of directors has initiated a formal investigation into this matter, and we will have additional details to share very shortly. They also then addressed some of the incorrect information that was going around the internet, which was the misidentification of another person in the clip, which was the person that was laughing, the woman next to them that was laughing. They were identified as another Astronomer employee, but the statement from the company saying that is just not true. That's a load of fish paste. And they also shot down the bogus statement that was spread claiming that it came from Andy Byron himself, but it was not shot out by Andy. That butthole did not squeak out that terrible fart of a statement. It was clearly just a joke, and they are clearing the air on that it's not actually from Andy Byron. I also just learned this, which I found to be an amazing cherry on top of the cake. Apparently, Coldplay's Chris Martin had just warned fans that they might be plastered on the Jumbotron, saying, "Now what we'd like to do is say hello to some of you. The way we're going to do that is using our cameras. You can look at the screens and we can see who's out there and say hello. Let's go looking, please." And then, inevitably, it goes to Andy and Kristen, and the rest is history. But I can't believe that they even got, like, a warning here. Like, they were even given, like, a fucking DEFCON alert, like the air raid sirens were going off on this affair, and they still just disregarded it. Like, they had plenty of time for Andy to slap on, like, the big glasses and the nose and mustache, and just, like, pretend he doesn't know who that woman is. But he was just, like, in love. That man was seeing hearts floating around his head, and he wouldn't let go of Kristen come hell or high water, and then hell arrived. Chris Martin got the cameras on them, and the affair was broadcast to everyone. I'm still eagerly awaiting a statement from either Andy or Kristen. I thought for sure they would have released one by now, just because of how big this is, and they did have high-ranking positions at this company. I thought for sure they would at least put something out, but they haven't yet. So maybe they won't. Maybe they'll stay very tight-lipped on all of it and just quietly go into the background, and that'll be that. But my heart does break for his family. I think that is fucking horrible, and I can only imagine what they're going through right now. That has got to be miserable. So I'm wishing them the best. And yeah, I just want to give you a little follow-up here, because it's pretty fucking crazy. That's really about it. So yeah. Obvious cheater fakes blindfolded Super Mario 64 speedrun. I love cheating. I love this kind of shit. Let's see. I have not heard of this before.
Despite the immense popularity of Super
Jesus,
Mario
what is that? A
64
fucking
speedrun,
soiled
there's
diaper on his
comparatively
face?
Small amount of people running the blindfolded categories, a testament to how difficult.
Or like a heating pad?
Really is. I have here a video of one of these runs, and I aim to show some of the clear discrepancies between this run and the genuine blindfolded runs of SM64 that are out there. The best time on a run he has currently submitted is an 1826.
Ew.
Relatively mid-level time for 16-star.
Pathetic.
The first thing that actually put me off when I was watching this, or punching.
I honestly thought this guy was the cheater because this thing looks so over the top. Straight up just it looks like Among Us. Like, this shit is crazy. I thought that this was some kind of elaborate scam, but I'm guessing this is a legitimate runner. What is he wearing? Can someone, like, it's not a blindfold. This is like a whole goddamn, like, face sauna thing. Some, like, actual Daft Punk shit. It's a towel? How's that a towel? It's like karate safety gear that SpongeBob wore. Hats off to him though, like this, it looks fucking crazy. Like, this is hardcore.
Looking at a legitimate example by Bubsia, you can see that a consistent setup with clear intention is being used in order to get onto the Chain Chomp's pole. Note the use of a notched angle.
Turns out
and fixed
everyone's
camera in
cheating.
order to guarantee
They're all
a
just
direct
trying
path
to
the hole in
pretend the
corner of
best they
page.
can.
Comparatively, this runner seemed to have absolutely no normalized setup whatsoever. He takes what looks like either an intentional death or a legitimate mistake, and then tries again a second time. This time around, he seems to be using an almost completely different, yet still unnormalized setup to get onto the pole. With how much focus and skill are required to complete a blindfolded run, it's an anomaly that this runner with barely any practice is so casually able to do a strat that no other blindfolded runner has attempted.
Well, he's
And
just
yet
the
with
god
absolutely
gamer.
No normalized strats, he seems to do everything with some relative ease. In the next star, he goes for the traditional cannonless
Hey,
setup
some
that you would
random
normally
guy.
see in most sighted runs. Once again, looking at a blindfolded version of this strat, there is a clear intention with every input using normalized movements and guaranteed setups. Looking back
God,
at
the
this
blindfolded
however,
run is
the movement
crazy.
across the falling bridge and over to the piranha plant is extremely wobbly and very inconsistent. He then lines up next to the plank using these extremely small adjustments that have no audio cues whatsoever. Anyone that runs this game or has even tried this trick before knows that it's
Yeah, this is
precise.
super fake.
The
Oh my
only possible
god.
way anyone could do it
He didn't even
blindfolded with
try.
The movement used here would be if they weren't actually blindfolded at all, and were instead using a distinctly visual cue. Here, only a true gamer such as this man would be able to somehow sidestep this Goomba, quickly make his way up the path, and then do this long jump to the next red all completely blindfolded and with absolutely no setup necessary. Simply amazing.
What was the point though? Like, surely he didn't think that.
He then pushes a Goomba that he claims he heard, even though there is no good
He
way
smelt
of
it.
gauging distance that precise with sound cues.
No, he's got a super
It would
sniffer.
have
He's like
probably been
Scooby
both
Doo.
faster and safer to just keep walking forward anyway.
There's no way he'd think that he'd
Notice
fool the
then
whole
the small
community that
adjustment he
actively
makes in
runs
order to
this
be
game
lined up
though,
with the final
blindfolded.
slope. Anyone who is actually blindfolded here would have almost certainly
what's the
kept
point?
holding right with no adjustment. Moving on to basement, we see another series of extremely suspicious and inconsistent setups. In Shifting Sandland, he is somehow able to get the Talon Star using a strategy only viable for visual runs. The
Until
amount of adjustment
now.
needed to long jump to the Fly Guy and twirl over to Klepto is simply too precise to be done consistently in a blindfolded run.
More
That
like
doesn't
to be
stop
done
us
at
though.
all.
He's able to do it first try with no issues. The last half of this run is so blatantly fake that it makes the previous 20 minutes
thank you,
look
Bryce.
completely legit by comparison.
And yes. Oh, come on, let's go.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
In my opinion, there is absolutely no way he can know how close or far away he is from the door because he is using literally no sight.
No,
The
he's
exact same is true for
he's
his
smelling the
completely
game,
store
baby.
door. Once again, with absolutely no discernible audio cues and no real setup whatsoever, he somehow either knows exactly where he is on the door, or just gets lucky enough to clip through it after randomly guessing. He spends around 30 seconds here walking back and forth along the door, and somehow is able to find the exact right spot to make it through. Somehow it still gets worse after this. At this point,
I'm
it's pretty much
actually
too late to
convinced that he's doing it for
thinking
real,
about what a
that he
real
is
blindfolded run
blindfolded.
should look like. It really
I think
looks
I'm
like
just
he's
seeing an
given
ultimate
up on
gamer.
trying to sell the illusion any further.
I slid off something. Fuck, am I at the submarine? Yes, okay.
The fact that he even says this is strange to me. There's literally nothing else in this level
Overacting a little bit.
besides the sub. So it doesn't
Fuck,
really
am I
make any
playing
sense
Super
to act
Mario?
as if he had to figure out what he was
Jeez,
following.
okay, well, this is good. This is good
He
for
needed
us.
to make it look like he had. Despite this, he is somehow able to
Oh.
loop back around at the perfect angle and lands back on the fin.
It's his gamer
Once again, with
senses.
absolutely zero sound cues or any setup. Nothing suspicious to see here. And then there's Fire Sea.
Well, this has always just been an easy level, though. I could do this blindfold, and I haven't played this game in 8
Right.
years now.
So after some
It's
more
easy.
fake strats in Fire Sea,
That's some pussy
one
shit.
fake Bowser throw setup, he then commits what is possibly the most obvious and completely shameless move in the entire run.
I don't know how he tops some of the other shit, to be honest.
Fuck, I didn't get that extra life.
I was laughing my ass off when I first saw this. Not only does he somehow know exactly
What a
where the
man!
box is, but he also knows exactly what direction the 1-up will go in once it spawns, something completely determined by RNG. Then, after chasing it on a moving platform for a completely arbitrary amount of time,
I'm sure there's a reasonable
someone knows
explanation.
exactly when and where to jump to the left. You don't even need to know anything about Super Mario 64 or blindfolded speedrunning to understand that what just happened is completely bullshit. Immediately after skipping the first 1-up, he messes around on the first rotating elevator, grabbing the next 1-up in the process.
Yes, okay.
All clearly.
His acting's not even good though. Like, why not
After
really
this,
sell
He
it?
once again makes an intentional mistake.
Like, oh my fucking god, it's an extra life!
Blindfolded.
Whee! Go wild.
Following this, he traverses the wooden platforms and tries to go for yet another one-up.
This man's addicted to one-ups.
He clearly saw this one-up with his eyes, but then remembered he was supposed to be blindfolded. So he passes it off by acting like he knew there should be a one-up there and goes back to grab it. Again, no setup whatsoever.
There should be like some bomb mobs up. Yes, okay.
This is absolutely pointless, as he had already just verified where he was. All he had to do here was hold forward and he would have reached the next wall. At this point, he once again reiterates the fact that this is only his third blindfolded run ever.
Wow, he's a prodigy.
This is your second blindfolded run, isn't it?
Technically this is my third.
And to be
The
fair,
first one I did was like...
while he can see, it is still blindfolded. There is a blindfold there.
But this guy doesn't do that. He instead goes for a regrab and gets it, again with no setup and no sound cues. He hits the throw on his second try, again using the normal visual.
This man's a hero! Let's
During
go!
his second throw, he stops and talks for about 30
Maybe
seconds.
he's like the
to explain how he
Daredevil.
First learned to speedrun
He,
blindfolded.
like, he's like a superhuman who can do things
The
blind.
viewer is asking.
And well, during streams, I would like, because I knew before I did my first blind run,
Holy fuck, James, you're good at blindfolded. Oh, that poor guy. Oh.
just like
I guarantee he bought some shungite.
or just look, is because I'm trying to time it based on like where my thumb is
Oh.
on the controller.
No, now it makes sense.
Because that's typically like a right around where Mario is, like the
Right.
direction that he's gonna throw. So I
Usually.
need to be like, if I think the bomb is where I think it is, if the bomb is where
Mm-hmm.
I think it is, and I'm looking at it, then
Then we're golden.
Obviously, none of
Then
this
we're
makes
in.
sense in the first place, but he is directly.
Were you
trying
listening to the
do
explanation?
something. Here he
feels the chakra vibrations in the air.
On the stick to know where Bowser is, which already makes no sense on its own. Except he also mentioned in his first Bowser throw that he was using sound cues. Maybe he's only pretending to be blindfolded so he can hide the fact that he sucks at Bowser throws.
Oh, let's not get personal here. Okay? Come on now. Let's be professional about this.
He eventually does land the last throw, luckily avoiding all the fire.
Unbelievable.
And barely avoiding
Besmirching this good man's
nothing but pure
name.
skill and game sense.
So would you be opposed to doing Bowser in the sky and throws while turned around with a blanket over my head?
Yeah, that's reasonable. Say yes.
$50 if I do it turned around with a blanket over my head?
I'll give you 500. Start a bidding war. Don't cry. Say yes. Yeah. Let's get hungry. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Fuck.
Despite the glaring flaws in this person's gameplay, he has somehow been able to convince all but a few of his viewers that his blindfolded runs are legit. Messages in his Twitch and Facebook gaming chats show that most of the people watching him are completely convinced that what they're seeing is real. The best I can possibly assume in this situation is that he may actually be doing some of these parts at least partially blindfolded, only peeking through the blindfold whenever he's completely lost or doesn't know what to do. It's either that or the blindfold is just completely see-through, and his only goal during the run is to make it look like he can't actually see.
I think that's exactly what it
I
is.
almost thought this run was a joke, but it's...
So, before we get to the conclusion and his apology, I am going to speculate he can see the whole time and just does his best to act like it's blindfolded, but he doesn't know like how to ride that line. So he's either extremely overacting or underacting. It's never like good acting. It's just a poor performance all around. I was in the Hunger Games. I don't like to bring that up too often, but with my acting expertise, I can always pick apart acting, whether it's good or bad. So I just have to make that clear. And his explanation of Bowser with his thumb on the control stick correlating to where Mario is in the Nether Realm, the Shadow Realm, whatever. There's some real merit to that, though, I think.
I want to give a big shout out to both Katoon and Bubzia for their incredible help on this video. They helped to clarify a lot of questions I had about blindfolded Mario 64, and this video would not have been as comprehensive without their inputs. Also thanks to both them and Nabori for allowing me to use their footage for comparisons. I've left links to all of their
Holy
streams.
shit, did you see that? There's like 15 blindfolds on him.
Also thanks to both them and Nabori
It was
for
a
allowing me to use
towel,
their
a
footage for
blindfold,
comparisons.
a
I've left
blindfold,
links to all of their streams
all
and
together.
YouTube channels in the description. Please check all 3 of them out if you want
Holy
to see some
shit.
legitimate blindfolded runs of Mario.
I kind of want to learn Super Mario speedrunning, to be honest. I tried back in 2012, watching Siglimic. It's hard. But it looks so fun. That was a great video. So, you said the guy apologized? Okay, so I'm guessing it's this one. That is the... I don't want to just keep pausing it, but a PSA to anyone, never start an apology video like that. That is the most cliche shit ever. I'm surprised he doesn't have a dog on his lap. Rough. The sigh. If he follows it up by saying, I didn't want to have to make this video, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Now, what you may not know is that that speedrun was purposely fake.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go.
At all similar to other blindfolded speedruns. I've watched blindfolded speedruns, and they're very impressive. They're very impressive.
They are. They are very impressive.
And I never once wanted to take away anything from those individuals that do those runs. I have the utmost respect for them. Those runs are very impressive. At this point, I've never,
You should double down and be like, those runs fucking suck compared to mine.
I myself am a speedrunner, but I have no legitimate interest in going that route with my speed runs. I know the video paints me in a very specific light, and I'm not a bad person. I'm not like a mean-spirited person.
It didn't make any of those claims.
Person.
Spiteful.
I don't do things maliciously. It's not who I am. This was just good fun. This was just jokes.
I had fun.
My downfall.
I did enjoy it.
And others have understood where I'm coming from. And while some of them might say, "Ah, man, you know, that's still rough," but that
he doesn't even cry.
But again,
are you gonna make an apology video and not cry?
Like I am. I didn't.
All right. I think what he should have done, like if I was his PR manager, I think he should have come into this apology really combative. He should have come in here and be like, anyone who thinks I cheated, I challenge you to fucking wrestle me in the Thunderdome. I've rented out the local octagon, and if you think I cheated, you can come fucking fight me. Like, he should have just come in here really aggressive and just denied the fuck out of it. There's few things more sacred than a fishing tournament. Just some good old-fashioned elbow grease, a fishing rod, some bait, and grabbing Mother Nature by the balls and saying, we evolved past the need to be aquatic creatures. Now we live on the land, but we're coming back out to the sea just to prove who the boss is, who's the top of the food chain. The point I'm making is, fishing tournaments, they've been around for a long time, and there hasn't really been any major scandals, at least none that have hit the mainstream that I'm aware of, until today. Right now, there is a massive cheating scandal going on in the professional fishing scene that is shocking. This is a doozy. We got some Bassmaster foolery going on around here. Kind of. Yeah, the sanctity of fishing has been disrespected. Unfortunately, there has been another cheating scandal, this time in professional fishing. Every sport ever right now is having cheating scandals. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. Pandora's box has been open. And this one, it's quite crafty. I've seen the video beforehand, but I'll of course play it again to catch everyone up to speed. It's a pretty smart idea. I'm surprised that this isn't more common. Thanks for your sub, Lancer, Baggy, the Prime, Kintarit, and the 10 gift subs, Ace. Thank you, Ace. Your sub, Gavin, Delicious, Oni, and the Bits Mushroom. And give some Father. It's like a NASCAR rally. Show me your butthole.
Where's the other one?
Now, I'm going to be on the side of the fishermen here. This is legitimately a problem because by cheating in these tournaments, they won a lot of money, robbing people of that prize. So it wouldn't be silly to get authorities involved. Because fishing tournaments, they actually do have decent prize pools. It's more than you'd expect. You know, like, you're not going to be like a multi-billionaire off fishing tournaments or anything, but it's a good chunk of change, especially for just like hobby fishermen or even semi-professional or professional fishermen. It's a good chunk. Like, sometimes it'll get up to 10, 20, 30 grand from the ones I've seen. This one was 300K. 300K? Holy fuck. Oh. That's what this guy made in total from his winnings. Oh. From cheating. Okay, gotcha. Jesus.
I don't want anybody to touch these guys. I want to go to jail. Tell the cops. It's tough.
That's a lot of Wrangler jeans. So here's the method they use to cheat. Actually very smart, not gonna lie. Yep. Lead anal beads. They thought of everything. They put little weights in the fish they caught so that way they were heavier. Because when it comes to professional fishing, it's all about the weight of the fish you catch. That's how you're scored, right? You catch a big, heavy, girthy fish, you get, you know, more points for it. So this guy was stuffing weights down their throat to make them heavier. Actually ingenious, by the way. Like, that's pretty fucking smart.
Fucking champ, dude. I mean, we all fucking knew it. What the fuck, man?
One guy's just so disappointed. Hey, man, what the fuck?
A filleted fish. Look at this. Is a fillet, yeah. A fillet fish. It's a walleye fillet.
Yep.
He needs to go to jail.
Now, one thing I had a question on, because I haven't finished the video, I wanted to save the ending for stream so that way we're all learning together. Is this the cheater right here? Because he looks very defeated. I'm assuming this is him. Yeah, it is. Jake, as the good book said, you can't cheat in fishing. One of the 10 commandments. And he's got sponsors too. At least judging by his jacket here. That's rough.
You got anything to say? Hey, you guys didn't we fuck all that fucking money. You fucking talk shit to me, dude. And that's what you fucking do. How many fucking ways are there? You fucking gone.
Oh man. I'm surprised it didn't get more aggressive. What did Steve do?
Take pictures. I need pictures. You videoing this whole thing?
Got video.
Yeah. I videoed it right off the rip.
Was Steve the one that caught
Hold on,
him?
let me take pictures. You fucked over a lot of people, man. They've been doing this shit for years. Cheating motherfuckers, man. Piece of fucking shit. I know that. You got a fucking boat. You got thousands of fucking dollars. You stole from
He's absolutely right. He did steal all that from the people that competed legitimately. So how was he caught? I didn't want to look too deep into this because I thought it'd be more fun to uncover the truth together. Where can I read about like the method they used to catch him? Because now at this point, I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting they use like infrared scanners or something. They brought in a fish whisperer to ask the fish how much it weighed. And then when it turns out the fish was lighter than the scale said, they got suspicious. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This is more than just an accusation. This is like as definitive proof as you can find of cheating. Fish aren't just swallowing these lead weights. Like, that's just not happening. This guy's a 100% cheater. It wasn't an accident. Okay, so they came out with a firm statement. Disgusted guys and gals, I'm sorry for letting you down for so long. I'm glad I caught cheating taking place in your loot at the same time. What in tarnation? What is that? I'm glad I caught cheating taking place in your loot. What does that mean? It's an acronym for the tourney. Oh, the Lake Erie Walleye Trail. Ah, gotcha, thanks. Nice. Good work, loot. How did they catch him, though? Clearly got away with this for a long time. How were they finally busted? Why weren't they bleeding? Well, if you read this paragraph or this sentence right here, it explains. 2 anglers were caught cheating in a Cleveland fishing tournament by adding lead weights in fish fillets that appeared to be previously prepared to increase the weight of the fish. So it wasn't just the weights. That's why he kept pulling out the, look at this fillet! Fisher, the tournament's organizer, told 19 News the fish looked smaller than they weighed. This prompted the fish to be checked for any signs of cheating. Wait, they eyeballed it? How did they get away with it for so long then? I assume the weight was just like marginally bigger than the fish, so that way it wasn't too suspicious, but if they were able to eyeball like, wow, this is outrageous compared to the size, how could they have possibly got away with it for a long time? Or maybe Fisher's just got a really strong eye. Yeah, no, this guy's got a great name to be a fishing tournament organizer. His name's just straight up Fisher, so that's cute. I run a fishing tournament in Louisiana and we have busted someone for this exact same thing. When we went to put the fish on the scale, the weights fell out of its mouth. Oh, get fucked. Unlucky. He's got to work on stuffing that turkey. Amateur. He made $300K in just 1 year. He's made $3 million total from cheating. Oh, god damn. 3 million clams? Yeah, has he made a statement yet? What's his name? Jake? They just kept saying Jake. Jake Runyon and Chase Kaminsky. It was 10 pounds over the previous record, but the fish didn't look record size. Oh, so they really just flew too close to the sun. They went wumbo on it for no reason. I mean, legitimately, there should be like legal action that comes from this. If he's cheated $3 million out of these tournaments, that should be a lawsuit. And the shamelessness to do it in fishing, of all things.